Morning, John.
Morning.
All right, good morning, everybody. How are we doing this fine day, fine Wednesday? All right, as you're joining in here, give us a little thumbs up. Let us know that you are here. So, wowzers, wowzers. All right, let everybody in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What a weekend, huh? Jeez Louise, right? So, lot of amazing things that happened this weekend. So, we're gonna kick this off here a little bit differently. And we talked a little bit about this on the Bronze and Above call last night. I want to start with this as we get started here this morning. I know if you haven't gotten bronze yet, that's our goal. Let's got to get you to bronze. And then from there, we want to get you to obviously Royale, Silver, Platinum, and moving up the ranks here. But I do want to open it up here because we had such a great weekend. And as we're heading into this weekend is the VIP events, the VIP trainings that are happening this weekend. I want to make sure that everybody is really up to speed on not just the content from the weekend. I'm going to go over a few details with us, make sure we're all on the same page. But I also want to open this up. And this is something that's really important. Anytime you attend an event, whether it be a one-day event, whether it be an online event, but especially a convention. Conventions are very, very, very special. And I can't wait for all of us to be in person together. For those that have the ability to be with us in April, man, that's going to be an amazing day. But coming out of the event, one of the things I'm generally trying to grasp or pull out of people is what was kind of their one big takeaway? If I left with one thing and only one thing, it would have been worth the whole weekend to see this, hear this, understand this, be able to implement this, because what we're looking for is not, inspiration. That inspiration is temporary, if that. I mean, some of you were inspired on Saturday, and it's Wednesday, and you're already like, it was good. Inspiration is not going to be enough to get the job done. What we're looking for is motivation. And what I mean by motivation is, what is your motive for action? Motivation, right? So what we're going to be able to do is hopefully provide inspiration, but it's such short-lived that we're looking for a change in action, a change in behavior, a change in philosophy of what we're going to be doing differently because of the event. So I'm going to open this up here real quick for anybody. I would love to hear is what was your favorite part of the event? What did you get out of the event? What are you going to do differently from the event? Obviously not all of those. Let maybe pick one of them. But talk to me here real quick, guys. What was some of your takeaways from the event? Let's see if we can dig some things out. Who wants to start?
I'll go.
Yes, go for it.
Honestly, my favorite part was your speech.
Thank you.
I loved hearing your story. I feel like every time I hear your story, I hear something a little bit different, something new. Your story is so emotional, and I think so many people find it really easy to connect with it. So thank you for sharing that. And I feel like we're so lucky to have you here at the tips of our fingers always. So thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome, Whitney. So let me ask you kind of more a deeper question. I appreciate that. And of course, not an easy training for me to do, but one of the ones that I enjoy doing more than anything else, just because I get to share a little bit more about me, but more importantly about my mom and our journey and all that. So from the event, what's something, Whitney, from as far as something you see yourself doing differently coming out of the event than going into the event for you?
For me, knowing that the inviting is really the most important part. The first step, keeping all of the steps separate. So don't need to invite and present and close, do all those pieces at the same time. Just focus on inviting. So I've been working on making sure I'm writing out my plan for the day and focusing on inviting.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, who else? Give me, who else has something from the weekend? Yes.
Okay, first off, I want to echo what Whitney said. I loved your talk, loved your thing. I really blew up when I saw the picture of you and Harry Shum Jr. because my daughter and I are huge Glee fans. And
oh, really?
That was just so cool. That was super cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about it. So Harry, we were at competing high schools, and I recruited him to perform in a dance company. I was Harry's first dance class he ever took.
No.
Yeah, no
Oh my
kidding.
gosh,
So,
that's so cool. That is
so
so
Harry,
cool.
yeah, well, I moved to LA. We were in a dance, and then so we did shows in Santa Barbara together when we were 16, 17 years old, and then and he moved to San Francisco after high school, and I was like, "What are you doing? You need to move to LA." So he moved to LA, and whenever I was traveling to see my family in Mexico, Harry would sub my dance classes. He was the guy who I would only one of the only guys I let teach my dance classes. So. And it's so excited to see him in the movies and his big screen, debut. So it's yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, my daughter and I are just total Glee fans, so that was pretty cool.
Right. Next time I see him, I'll get an autographed something for you.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love that. So yes, I wanted to echo that with Whitney, and the thing for me too also was the just getting simple. I really just sat mesmerized when Musafir was going through and showing how you get a name to 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 a name. I thought that was just amazing and something very yeah, I could do that. Yeah, if I can sit down with somebody, I can do that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Who else? Give me something. What was one of your biggest takeaways? A lot of times I like to call it your golden nugget. If I got this one thing that I'm going to be doing differently in my business is going to make me a lot more income, from now on than it was before.
I'll go.
Yeah.
After you go through those steps, to just be mute, don't talk, and just let them listen. And for me to listen, I tend to talk too much and give too much information. So I need to get more information from them, let them be the first to speak. So I'll win instead of them, right?
Right. So, yeah. Well, I mean, everybody wins really in this scenario.
No, but what he was saying, that example about the diamond, that's what I was saying.
Give him the space, give him the space. So, and because I used to be so bad at this because, I was the one, I was like, so are you ready to get started? Because it's such a great opportunity to, and not like giving that moment for them to think and or process. And not only that, but ask an objection or lead us in a certain direction. So that's awesome, Genevieve. Who else? Let's take one more here, and we'll get into some other topics today. Come on, don't all be shy. This is your chance.
Okay, Jackie, this is Joey. I have to second everything that I've heard. Basically, the close, I think, was my golden nugget. Keep my mouth shut and smile and wait.
Awesome. Yeah, I totally agree. So let's get into it. So this weekend, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is this. The reason I'm asking people to think of their golden nuggets. Now, whether or not you're planning on sharing, if we were in a group in person, none of you would be safe from me. So I would literally go around to each of you individually and ask you, Lisa, what was your golden nugget? What did you get? So Samantha, what did you get? Holly, what did you get? Rebecca, what did you get? Aaron, what did you get? What did you get out of the event? And part of the reason why it's really important for us to do this is I can't even say this word anymore. So for you to be able to recall information. So what we did is we deposited a lot of information into our education, so to speak. We listened to things, we felt things, we wrote some things down, right? So, and I hope that you took notes over the course of the weekend, because obviously that's really, really important. Okay. So, but one of the things is it's not being able to just grab information. It's be able to pass it on and pay it forward, and being able to recall and bring it back to light. So when we are taking notes, like remember in school when we were learning languages, we would repeat things, right? So we would have to go back and forth repeating things. And until you can repeat it or regurgitate it or bring it back out, it's something that gets stored inside of you, but it's not usable for you. It's not accessible for you. And the way that we knew this is that until you could teach something, you didn't know it. And I want you to write this down. This is really important. Until you can teach it, you don't know it. This was a philosophy that I took on, and people say, well, that's a crazy philosophy. That's not true. There are things that I know that I haven't taught, and I know them. And I'm saying that may make sense for normal bits of information. However, in our business took on the philosophy that unless I can teach it, I don't know it. A good example is a lot of people say, I know the comp plan. And if I was to say, perfect, draw it out for me on a piece of paper. Well, I mean, what is the senior mentor bonus at mission 2? Right. Okay. So now, do you need to know it that well in the beginning? Of course not. I'm not anticipating you know it from the very beginning. Remember on that, when I talked about what do? We invite, we present, those things. But over a period of time, it's starting to get the information. Until you can teach it, you don't know it. And what I want from this weekend is to get this information, is to pass it on and pay it forward. My number one objective when I learn information is immediately to turn around and teach it. Because once I can teach it, I know it. From my dance background and my dance career is we would take a dance class, and let's say we were doing a performance or we were doing something and one of the dancers couldn't make the rehearsal. So they missed that piece of the choreography, right? So, or they missed the transitions or they missed something. What would happen is they'd come in and you'd have to, like, the teacher may not have time to put it together or the choreographer to put it together. So they were like, hey, teach me that part I missed. And there's so many times this is where it would come to life, where it would be like, I think it's when you have I think it's means I don't really know it. So what we're looking for is that I know it. Like, what's 2 + 2? 4. What's your name? Jesse. I got that down pretty good by now, right? I want you to have this information. So when we grasp information is have people teach it. So leaders, when you're meeting with your groups, when you're talking with your people, I'm asking them, what did you get out of the event? What it's doing is it's forcing you to go back into the weekend and go, what did I get? What did I get? What did I get? And then be able to share it, because this is a safe space. You guys know that, right? Like, none of you are going to share your idea and be like, Whitney, that was terrible. Like, you were the worst at sharing what you got out of the event I've ever heard in my entire life. There was no value in that. Please start over. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to be the conversation. What's going to be the conversation is, that's amazing, because I want you to be in the habit of getting information and talking about it, getting information, talking about it, getting information, talking about it. I became a copycat in our business. They say it's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. All right. Now, that's a cute saying. Guess what? I didn't make that one up either. I sat in and I'm just I'm a really good regurgitator. Right. So I want you guys to be good. Now, I got my own style and I'm weird and I'm goofy, and you guys know me. I like to have fun. And then every once in a while I will make people cry as much as possible. Well, you know, that's basically Jesse. But what I want you to be thinking about is, how can I take this information from the weekend and turn it into actionable? So right now in your notes, I want you to write down what is going to be different out of this weekend. Okay. What is going to be different? What am I going to do different? What are some of the actions I'm going to take differently? What is the different ways I'm going to be building my business? What are different philosophies that I'm going to have? Because otherwise it was just entertainment. Now, look, I don't mind entertaining people. I did that for a while, but I'm not looking to entertain people. I'm looking to transform people. And transformation means that action, your behavior must change after the event. Otherwise it was just entertainment. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. And we would go around the room. We would talk to every single person and go, what did you get? What are we changing? What's actionable? What are we getting done here? So hopefully that makes sense. Now let's get into a couple of things here. So, man, this is so Club Seacret. Let's talk about it a little bit here. So as the resources and things are coming out and there's more pieces that are coming available, you're going to be seeing more and more of this as we head into kind of the next phase of the launch on March 23rd. I am going to pull up, let's see here, a couple things here. I think, oh, we did get it worked. Okay. So I have now, this is the Seacret tester account. And of course, as you guys know, that the travel membership Club Seacret wasn't available until you purchase Club Seacret. So I have purchased Club Seacret again. So, you know, I'm paying for shipping. I'm paying for the tester accounts. Guys, God, man, I don't even know. This is ridiculous. But when you get into our back office here, let's talk a little bit about it. On the left-hand side, it's going to say Club Seacret, join the club, right? Once you do that, it's going to log you in once you put in your $50. Now, this is right now special only to get us into the very beginning of the business. And there's going to be so many things that are going to be added. One of the things I recommend is start popping in here and look at this. So look at the things that are here. And really each week, this call is going to be pretty important, because each week there are going to be new additions, new add-ons to Club Seacret as we are creating the greatest lifestyle membership that we have ever seen. Now, just like you guys, I got first access to this over the course of the weekend, and I've had a chance to see the different benefits and the phases that are coming out here that we are putting together, which is pretty incredible. However, I want you to start taking this off. Just like when you first got started in Seacret, you're starting to learn it, starting to understand it, starting to understand what are some of the values, what are some of the benefits that are associated with it. Some of you guys saw this wine club and you were like, excuse me? Yes, please. And some discounts on that. Now, inside of Club Seacret, what I want you to think about this as what we're putting together is really kind of the greatest portal or place where you can get access to the most amazing benefits and discounts. Most of you weren't around at the very beginning. When I got started in Seacret, we struck a deal with Apple. We had one with T-Mobile. We had one where Seacret agents would get a significant discount from being a part of Seacret. And this is part of the thing that we can do with negotiating buying power. When you can take 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 active people in a club and go to a company and say, hey, I'll promote your club, but you got to give us a better rate, or promote your gym membership, or promote your DNA testing services, or promote your whatever it is. We have this amazing. And this is when Isaac said creating a wealthy global community is keeping the information inside of the community. So as you start playing around with some of this stuff, right? And hotels. So this is one of those things that you want to start taking a look at. Inside of your presentations, what I would recommend doing is what I did is all of you live in different areas, is see if you can find some good deals for some good times in your areas. Now, is it going to be unequivocally across the board 100% cheaper on every hotel? Of course not, guys. So what we're looking for is what it's doing is aggregating a lot of the information to find out where are the best deals, because hotels sometimes when they're low in capacity or they have an excess inventory, what they'll do is they'll put it on the market for people to wholesale buy up much cheaper. So if you are, I know we've got Chicago, right? So if we're going to go to Chicago and we're going to check in, and we're checking in Friday and we're checking out on Monday, right? So, and we are doing a search here. These are some of the things that people are going to start asking. In the same way, when I got started in Seacret with our products, people will ask me questions and I didn't know. So I went and started finding out. So that way I could be prepared for that information as it was coming together. So right now, if you take a look here, here is the Sofitel Hotel, or Swiss Hotel. I don't know that one. I thought that was the Sofitel. You have the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. I have stayed here many a nights, right, at Chicago O'Hare Airport as I've been passing through. The Embassy Suites, different locations. So you can see some of the savings. It's going to put some of the biggest savings up at the top, of course. So one of the things you can do is this. Go check some of the comparable prices on hotels.com or Expedia. This is huge, right? So if you're looking at somebody saving, in this case, about $150 from one night if I'm staying over the course of the weekend in Chicago, and finding some of these deals. So hotels is going to be one. Cars, when I looked up cars, I didn't see very significant, huge discounts in cars, which is usually across the board because a lot of times they're just so cheap anyway. Flights is not going to be a big one as of right yet. So your big sell is going to be hotels, and then you're going to be in marketplace. Marketplace is another area where they put basically kind of auctioning off resorts, which are usually timeshares, where people that aren't using their timeshares or things like that will put it out there, and certain locations that are all inclusives will put up how much you can bid on to view rates for the weeks, right? So some of these places, like look at this down in Cabo, where you can view the dates. And you can see, oh my gosh, so here's a studio apartment in this location from March 20th to March 27th. That's coming up here that you can get now. So you can rent now, or you can bid on it and find some of these amazing deals. Now, these are not the exclusive deals that are coming out. So right now, like I said, in really a pre-launch phase where people can start getting access to it, use it. The biggest part that's going to be coming here is what they call these secret escapes, these special curated trips, kind of hyper personalized events that are going to be coming, where you're going to start seeing. This is really where I believe people are going to see the most value, the most experience, but also it's like traveling with a club of people for everywhere that you go. So whether it be 50 people, 100 people, sometimes hundreds of people on these secret escape trips that are also fellow Club Secret members from around the world. And so the added kind of white glove attention to this is what we're doing, is looking at booking, 4 and 5 star resorts at 2 and 3 star pricing. But not only that, when you get to the airport and it's got your sign and the Club Secret sign, and then you show up and you have your special check-in and you get your wristband, and we're talking about kind of your pillow service with little gifts on your pillows, which always make me happy. And so those are as we're going to be coming through the program. But before I go over a few other details on that, does anybody have any questions about Club Secret yet? Feel free to ask anything about it, because I know this is kind of a new concept that some of us are getting started with. Does anybody have any other questions? Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
You go ahead first, then I'll ask. Whoever said that.
Oh, okay. Jesse, in a lot of the very beginning presentations that were done from you guys, was from the older, I guess, their plan from World Ventures. And so a lot of it was, they've talked about whatever money you spent on the membership would be banked, and you could use that money towards trips later. Is there anything like that still?
I can't tell you all the details, but you will be seeing things as we start launching things in the future.
Thank you.
So
perfect.
I'm not sure, but I mean, sounds like a pretty good idea of something that we might think about doing.
I got a question for you, Jess.
So just to, well, let me, all right, man, I'm so silly. Let me just answer a little bit more in detail of that. Is currently in the world of Seacret, we have a what we call really a credit program, or a points program. It's called our free credit program, as you guys know. So when people come in and buy Seacret products, as you guys know, we accumulate points that we can utilize and redeem for free products for us to be able to utilize, for us to be able to get, right? So currently right now, the way that Club Seacret operates inside of our company, now that we have 2 different elements, we've got products and we have a service, but our service is really inside of our exact compensation structure, like a product, right? So it's a subscription, but it's $50 a month or $50 every 4 weeks, just like you would purchase our protein every 4 weeks for $50. It has QV, it has CV, it has the same things. And so what we're looking at is currently all product purchases accumulate for product credit, right? So what we are looking at doing is obviously we want to make sure and keep the company healthy, because if we give away too much stuff, then we can't be profitable, and then that's not good, right? So we want the company to be very healthy. But however, what we're looking at is going, okay, what is the best way to implement in this particular membership where people can use the benefits and the rewards for it? Or this is a total hypothetical, but of course, as you go out there and create club members and all that, you're getting points for credit, or that product credit could also be, you redeemed portions of that as travel credit as well, that it could go back and forth between product credit to travel credit to product credit, or portions of it. So just letting you guys know that there are great things happening in the future, and you have to be at Elevate in Texas for all the exciting announcements. So Mike, I think you jumping in there.
Yeah, I had a question because I was with you here, maybe it was the week before we launched it. There's going to be an additional, like we're going to have elite travel, and that's going to have another price tag to it. And then we're going to have premier travel. What is, in addition to what we have access to currently, will there be some addition in service or products that we can use because we're at a different level?
We don't want to restrict people from access to booking these places. Sometimes there'll be extra add-on available services. So, kind of like VIP experiences that you'll be able to add on if you're part of their kind of elite club as we come onto that. But we're not going to be like, well, you can book these secret escapes and you can't book these secret escapes. We want everybody to enjoy the benefits of it. There may be some additional add-ons. However, the different kind of price points and entries as we're coming in the future, we are looking to really beef up the the kind of getting started portion of Club Seacret, where we want you to be secret branded when you're out there, where people are asking you, what is that? You know, what is the good life? You know, so, you know, Club Seacret, or what's my secret, things like that. So I don't know, it would make sense to me. I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but I mean, it would just make sense to me that we have travel luggage, I mean, to go on these trips with us that's branded in Seacret. That could be something that Seacret could offer as part of this. I think it'd be really nice to have individual use products. Like, how about these, if you guys remember those, right? So of the shakes and the recovery and the greens, where it's like, okay, I'm going on a trip for 6 days, I just grab 6 of these, put it in my Seacret Club Seacret branded duffel, and head on out on my secret escape. It's like, you know, like, I mean, it's so much fun, isn't it, to think about? So you're going to be seeing the different kind of packages and levels that are going to be coming with Club Seacret. And like I said, these 3 Fridays roll out. So March 23rd, you're going to see the next evolution of this. And then on April 16th, 17th, and 18th at Elevate, you're going to be seeing, really, I would say, the bigger unveiling of all the pieces that are coming together. That was totally not answering your question, but trying to answer.
No.
I'm trying to, you know, it's interesting because one of the things I'm doing my best, because they're like, don't tell Jesse, you know, it's like, don't tell Mazafar, don't tell Jesse. Like, you know, they were like, he can't keep secrets. And I was like, that's not true. I can keep secrets. It's just the people I tell them to that can't keep secrets. That's the biggest problem. Okay. But what I do want you guys to know is there are sometimes things that we're putting together processes and systems and things that we're thinking through and making out. And I don't want to give you guys something that might be changed in it or different. However, March 23rd is going to be really good. So we've got about 3 weeks for that event. And don't worry, as much as I can tell you, I will be telling you on these Wednesday calls. So yeah. Last questions on that?
Oh, so is that going to be announced at the pool party?
Maybe, potentially. It's possible.
And if you're there, you're going to hear it firsthand. So
if you're there, you're going to hear it firsthand. The one thing I will tell you is there are pieces of this that they're not waiting for the event. As soon as it becomes live, so as soon as one of these curated trips, these secret escapes becomes live, if it comes live this week, they're not going to wait until the 23rd. They're going to put it right in Club Seacret so you can start utilizing it. So as soon as it's kind of like, it's going to be dripping benefits pretty much over the course of the months to come. Yep. Very cool. So, and any other questions? Yeah.
That's a quick question.
Yeah.
Jesse, what about,
Oh, sorry, I was just wondering VIP, where and how we access it. That's all.
Over the weekend, I don't know. So my guess, it's going to be the same link that you've been going to either log in and or watch the replay. Will be the same link, will be my guess. So
Thank you.
yeah, John.
I was just going to ask, when you talk about how we do the product credit, and there would be credit for this and that, maybe looking at it, is there going to be a different price for VIP customers versus becoming an agent and having a price to affect like sales, or is it just going to be like volume? Will there be a retail price?
Yeah, the club
on the Club Seacret.
Club Seacret, that's one of the things, everything's coming March 23rd. So, and we definitely, it looks like, you know, and there's discussions that's gone back and forth of a few different things, but there will be a VIP price and there will be likely an agent price. For me personally, I mean, I'd love to see the same price across the board. I think 65 is the right mark, just me personally, for all the benefits that are going to be there. Plus it gives us opportunity to pay some really cool bonuses and commissions in ways that I think would be really valuable. March 23rd, you're going to kind of see how it's going to work for customers and how it's going to work for agents. But yeah, there'll be a different set of price point. And the idea, just so you know, which isn't set in stone, but basically it would work similar, basically the same as if I'm enrolling a customer. If I enroll a customer currently, I make 20 to 30% of whatever they spend. So if it's $65 for a customer, I'm getting 20% or up to 30%. So that's $13 a month from that Club Seacret to $19 a month from that Club Seacret member. Mm-hmm.
Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Any other last questions on that? Anything for that matter? Good.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Okay, if you I'm meeting with somebody this afternoon. So if I want to just go boom, boom, boom and explain this quick, succinctly,
Yep.
if you were explaining this to someone, what would you say to them?
So, if they're agents, I'm really kind of talking about more positioning in the business of getting started with where this is going now, because that's why we're launching this to agents first and not customers. So it's kind of the beginning basis of this for this first kind of pre-launch phase. But the first thing I'm doing is I'm showing them, I'm logging in and showing them. I say, hey, listen, where's somewhere you traveled last year? One of the best places is if you can show a comparison. I said, now obviously 2020 was a year that most people didn't travel. And said, so, hey, listen, if getting out of the house, where's a place that you've ever traveled to? And see if you can find a price comparison for them, at least on the hotel side. If people realize if they can save money just on hotels and that one thing alone, I found out that a lot of people will book. If they can save a little bit on flights, they will probably book on the membership themselves. But what I'm really, for the most part, talking to people about, I'm on right now, this will never be pre-launched ever again. So I'm talking to people about particularly getting involved in the opportunity before this really gets big and becomes public. Because obviously there's a lot of information going on around it in the industry, but obviously that's just our small little circle. Our small little circle of people are chattering about it, but the world itself has no idea about this company called Seacret, the lifestyle company that has access to all of this, and all of this. So, but that's where I would usually start with, is trying to find a comparison of where they would have saved money easily. And over the course of the months over last month or this month, I said, hey, do you have any places you plan on going in the future, or show them some of the benefits? But I think some of the biggest sells for the average customer is going to be these Secret Escape curated trips that you're going to be seeing populate here over the next couple of weeks.
And I was reading the flyer in the back office today. So they were talking about health assessments and coaching and all that. Can you touch on some of that stuff a little bit? Just what you know about it?
It's coming. So March 23rd and April 16th. Those are the only two dates I can really talk about, and what benefits are going to be launching at what points, I don't know yet. So, but they're coming in the months to come. That's why we're letting you guys get kind of early access to this and start utilizing some of what we have here. Yep, March 23rd and April 17th, you're going to see. So.
Okay.
Jesse,
So.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So,
Are you done?
okay. Does that $50 price go away after pre-launch, or is that always available for agents?
Nope, 60. Nope, it's 50 right now. That's it. So there's discussion as to whether or not there will be an available or an opportunity to, if you're getting one of our Elite Club memberships or Signature Club memberships, which we're going to go over on March 23rd, that there may be an opportunity for agents to be able to get the $50 monthly. But right now it's $65 is the membership, and it's a special right now for everybody that gets in now. So
okay, I just wanted to make sure if I told them that I was being truthful. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can tell you on March 23rd, that there's definitely not going to be an option for them to be able to just pay $50 to get started. So, for sure. So, yep.
So Jesse, if I'm putting that all together, then what we have the opportunity to do is talk to people, drive a sense of urgency to lock in a $50 rate, because we cannot guarantee that it will be there after the March 23rd or April 16th date.
For sure. So right now you're saving $180 on getting in with the membership and what it is. Now, I do know you guys, I want you guys to understand is that there are, when things are going through a launch phase, there are certain people that I know that expect things to be perfect. And if they expect them to be perfect, they're not my first phone call. People that are looking for perfection are usually not the first people I call in a pre-launch situation, because nothing's ever perfect in a pre-launch, right? So I paid shipping and handling to be the first Club Seacret member. I mean, that's not a perfect, but here's what's interesting. We laugh about those things. I just paid $50 for my test account to be able to be logged in. Now you're like, well, it doesn't matter. You're right. It doesn't matter. I'll get it back. I'm just saying, if people are looking for perfection inside of the system, that's not where it's going to be here. I would say April is really probably more so where we promote it. But the opportunity of getting in is being in the early phase of building into it. I'm looking at this as, how big of a team are we going to have inside of, or how big of a team are you going to have inside of your organization by the time March 23rd and April 17th hits? Those two target dates are going to be important, because as you guys have seen here, we're going to be launching more and more things. And So, and I got here. So, and oh my God, these things are so cool. Is the different products and different packages and things that are going to become available here are coming out. Is every time we have an event, we're going to be launching new pieces and new things, which therefore means your organization. How many of you guys are excited about having this product in your house? Yes. Okay. So what if you had 100 people on your team and they launched this product, and you have 100 people on your team that are buying the product? What does that do to your business?
Woohoo.
Right? So what does that do to your income? Right? So, and so I want you to be thinking about having, and guys, Seacret isn't stopping here. Like, I know 40 something products that are in development. I know all like, I know products that are for 5 years ago that they're just in the queue right now because they're like, it's not the right time to launch it. So,
Jesse,
yeah.
the 23rd going to be recorded. So some of us that can't get there are going to be able to hear
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. There'll be a Zoom link for people to be able to watch 100%.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. Because, especially for our Canadians that are, captive and not allowed to leave. So, but anyway, let's log in here. So you guys are going to start playing with this, start figuring out, start learning. I'm going to be bringing you guys as much as I can. So, but the big things is this is, invite actual. I'm going to be putting together some presentations and some things, but I want you guys to be thinking about, as a little bit of, what would Jesse do in a way? And what I mean by that is, what would Jesse do is, okay, is, all right, how do I present this? Well, is the first thing I thought was this is, okay, I'm in Houston. This is what I did. The first access to it about an hour before I went on stage on Saturday. I was like, I got access to the booking engine. I said, the first thing I did was I looked for a hotel where I'm staying. I looked at the hotel I was staying in to see, is it a better rate? Is it a better deal? Right? I looked at what would be a better comparable. I went to LA. Okay, I just went to LA. And so what happened was the value in the membership went through the roof for me, because I found where I know for a fact I would have saved a boatload of money. I mean, it would have covered almost 6 months of my membership just from my trip to LA and my trip in Chicago. Would have just those 2 trips would have been more than 6 months of my membership. Right? So, and then I'm looking at all the other benefits that are going to be coming. So if I can show somebody one of those benefits, that's a great place to start. And then we'll start piecing together the rest of the stuff. So stay close to the huddles, stay close to Trisha and Ruth, stay close to the organization and your leadership here. Stay close to Mike, stay close to Carrie Joe. These are the guys that are going to be getting this information, because as they are grabbing this information, they're going to be disseminating amongst their groups. The main thing is this: what is going to be different out of this weekend than there was before? I don't want you to be inspired and entertained. I want you to be changed. And changed means there's got to be a change in action. So that change in action needs to be, what am I going to be doing out there? And going back to the very beginning is invite. And we're going to sort through the deck, and we're going to find you some of those aces. So we'll see you guys on our calls throughout the week. And Jesse Mack signing off. Bye.
Hey, Jim.